Welcome to the Heron Heads podcast. My name is Julio, and I'm joined today by some friends and fellow Inter Miami fans, Dave, Chris, and Jose. And on behalf of the guys, we want to thank you for joining us for episode 33 here on the Heron Heads podcast, your first stop for all things Inter Miami. Today we will be discussing Inter Miami's final match of the season against Charlotte FC, the opponents that we just faced last night. And for those of you watching on YouTube, thanks so much for stopping by, and please hit the like and subscribe buttons if you are enjoying the show. Before we begin, we want to thank our chief Heron Head, Matias. Thank you so much for your generous support. Additionally, we'd like to thank our other Heron Heads, Art, Brian, Kevin, James, and Karen. Thank you so much for your continued support. And if you feel so inclined to support us on Patreon, you will find a link in the description wherever you are listening. And if you don't feel so inclined, that's totally okay too. We appreciate you being here. All right, guys, so we're closing out the season on Saturday. Unfortunately, it is our last match of the 2023 season. There is no playoffs in our future for this season. And we get to see Charlotte, who we just saw less than 24 hours ago. And lots of rumors swirling around. So, I'm looking forward to a few things, but I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts first on what you're looking forward to seeing in this last match.
Messi. We're going to see, hopefully, Messi will be back for this match. I know that we had all spoken about whether we'd see him the rest of the season, but looks like we might be gifted one last viewing of our Lord and Savior Lionel Messi for the Herons. So that's the one thing that we're really excited to see. And on top of that, it's going to be the first time we'll have Messi with the complete cast of characters of this year's iteration of Inter Miami. We don't expect this to be the same team next year. There'll be a lot of changes, but at least for this club right now, this will be all the mainstays are going to be. They should be active and present for this match. So this is going to be a what if scenario. It's like, if we had all these guys from the beginning, what could have been? But yeah, it's going to be nice to have Messi back, and I'm sure the stadium will be slightly more at capacity than it was the last match.
Yeah, it's kind of bittersweet because it sucks that the season's actually ending. We've had such a nice fun run going up to here, but it's also sweet because it's the end of the season. We're gonna be able to look ahead now. We're gonna be able to get into the off season and see what we could add, what we could take away, and then really look at 2024, where we're really expected to make a big jump. We're really expected to make a true run to the playoffs, a true run for the MLS Cup. So it's bittersweet. I'm excited to go on to the next chapter, especially with knowing what we have ahead of us. So I'm excited to see Messi. Messi is obviously why that stadium is probably going to be really full on Saturday. I'm curious to see if he's going to play the whole game, if he's going to play only beginning of it, sub in later. I'm curious. He played a lot with Argentina, so he looks like he's in form. So hopefully we'll see him the whole game. Maybe they'll give us a treat, see him at least most of the game, And like David said, it's going to be exciting to see him play with all of the true pieces of this team, and maybe we see him play like we kind of mentioned last match, or last episode. Maybe we see him play with Robbie Robinson, something that we all kind of want to see, and see that continuity from the last match that he had a very, very good match. So last game, not much to look for, but still should be fun. It's going to be exciting.
What am I excited about? What am I looking forward to? This is what I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna read you something. You ready? DC United 40, Red Bulls 40, Fire 40, Charlotte 40. Why am I reading that? That's the points that the teams ahead that all of them right now are fighting for the last playoff spot have. That's how many points? 40. They need this win to get into the playoffs, and they're in. That's it. So I am really excited to be the spoilers, and I know it's going to happen because, like David said, our Lord and Savior is coming. So it's one of those things that, we're a totally different team when he's in. And I have a feeling that similarly to how we've gotten everyone's best the last few games, and because everybody's been vying for a playoff spot, I see the same thing happening with us. I see us saying, hey, we're going into next season. This is what we're going in with, and we haven't even adjusted and made any additions yet. good luck. And that's what I'm excited about, because you know what, we have all summer to think about. Yeah, like Chris was saying, what if and what you know, all that stuff. But ultimately, like we need to end the season as we started it, and I consider the way we started it with Messi. You know, so yeah, I'm super pumped.
It should be a really fun match. It should be a full stadium. On it, like in a perfect world, it should be full regardless of if Messi plays or not. Because, like you said, Jose, if Charlotte wins this match, they do need some help now that they tied against us last night. But if they win, they put themselves in a really good position to have a shot. They're of the teams with 40 points, which are DC, Red Bulls, and Chicago. They're in last of those four, by way of them having the fewest number of wins of those four teams. So even if they win, they need the other teams to either draw or lose, but they need a win. And if they win, they have a shot at getting in. So their home crowd should come out. Everyone's rejoicing in the fact that Inter Miami is not making the playoffs, and everyone's like taking advantage that Messi's not playing 90 minutes in these matches and being like, oh, we beat Inter Miami. You guys are nothing without Messi. And like, yeah, obviously we're a much inferior team when we don't have Messi, but you know what? I'm ready to take the crown from Charlotte and knock them out of the playoffs, play spoiler. I'm all in now. There was a lot of chatter on X before yesterday's match, and you know what? Now we already like half spoiled it. It's almost perfect because like we're giving them a little bit of a chance, a little glimmer of hope, and now we're just gonna snatch it away. And Messi's gonna go in there and just snatch it away, and we're just gonna curb stomp them. Like let's do it, man. Let's play spoiler. Let's end, like you said, on a high note. How we came into the true stretch of the season, which was when Messi and all these guys joined. And let's go out on a high note, give us some positive momentum heading into the offseason where we can, you know, reinforce the lineup, add new pieces, and come back in 2024, you know, ready to take over the entire league. I'm all for it. It should be really fun. Last night's game was really fun. It was very open at times, a lot of opportunities for both teams. I expect no different from this match, except all the goals will be on our side. I think that's gonna pull off a very good master, like not a very good. He's gonna pull off a masterclass and completely outcoach this opposition manager, who had an awful post game press conference where he was blaming the reporters for the failures of the season and like totally deflecting. This guy's out of his depth. Tata's gonna run circles around him. Messi's gonna run circles around their team, and that's it. Like that's it. I don't even think we need to do the rest of this episode. Like, it's over. It's over before it even began. If Messi plays, it's a wrap. It's going to be like 4 or 5-0. If Messi doesn't play, it's still going to be like 2-3-0. And you know what? Just pack it in and call it a season.
I have a question. So the game is in Charlotte. Do you think that, mind you, that they have a playoff spot on the line? Do you think that crowd is going to be overwhelmingly pro Charlotte?
No shot.
Or do you think there's going to be more Messi and Inter Miami supporters in that?
I just looked up tickets. I just looked up ticket prices. It's sad how cheap it is. It's like $68.
There's still no word. Well, there's still no word if Messi is gonna. There's no official word as of right now, as of this recording, that Messi is 100% gonna play.
68.
If we see tomorrow,
right,
that Messi's boarding the plane, like if Inter Miami posts on their official accounts that Messi's boarding the plane, or you know he's walking on the tarmac or whatever, those prices are going to start creeping up. But either way,
it's a Saturday. Their team is trying to get into the playoffs.
Oh, I'm totally with you. But here's the thing, Jose. Here's the thing. Like when that's a normal MLS price. We're used to Messi playing and it being $300 to get into the stadium. Like people don't pay that for other teams, regardless of where they are. Like if you were even talking about like Cincinnati or New England or LAFC, like ticket prices are not that high. Like that's a normal ticket price.
But when we go into town, we're the talk of the town. We typically increase their prices. It just is what it is. Like in
but not if they're not expecting Messi to play, which has been the case until he played for Argentina this week. And now it's like, okay, there's a chance that he's going to play. He's saying he wants to play. Look, ticket prices aside, to Dave's question of if we think that stadium will be more pro Charlotte, pro Inter Miami, pro Messi, I think if Messi if pictures come out of Messi traveling, if Tata comes out and is like, we're going to give it a go, we're going to give him some minutes, we don't know how long it's going to be. The moment that happens, it's going to shift from maybe 90% Charlotte in that stadium to more of a 50-50 split, I think, at worst, if not more Inter Miami Messi fans. Because he's the draw. He like let's not get it twisted. Like, he is the draw. Charlotte, like, they're not known for having a raucous home crowd and it being this crazy place to go play. It's not Philly, it's not Nashville, it's not Cincinnati. You know, it is what it is. You know, they're not that kind of place. So I would not be surprised if Messi is announced that he's going to play, that place is a lot of pink, a lot of Argentina kits. No questions asked. It might then give the appearance that there's a lot of Charlotte fans because of the little like light blue, but I guarantee you it'll be a lot of Messi fans.
Yeah, I agree, Julio. I want Tata to put his foot on their throat. We keep talking about Messi, but Alba played at the end of the game last match. Chances are he's going to play, hopefully all the game. I want to see him start. I want to see Messi start. Obviously, Boussy's going to start. And just send everyone out there. I agree 100%. Send everyone out there. Whoop them 4-0. Statement game at the end of the season. Get ready for us next season. That's what I want to see too. Get the whole crowd out there. Everybody.
And guess what? Guess what, Chris? He played well. That's the thing. He played extremely well, and I love seeing it. It was amazing. It wasn't just it's not just that we're getting Messi back. It's also that, man, we're getting our team back. It just feels like a little bit like, hey, that 4-0 skunk that we gave them in the
League's Cup.
The league. So yeah, I don't know why can't we do it again? I don't know why not.
It's so funny heading into the first match against Charlotte. We were like, oh, we'd love to see some of the new guys. Like, we'd love to see some of these pieces. No, forget that now. That's out the window. I want to see give me the adrenaline rush of seeing Messi, Alba, Busquets. I want Farias in there. I want Campana in there. You know, I would like to see Robbie Robinson in there, but if he can be supplanted by like a Farias type, I'm all for it. Robbie Robinson can come on, be a super sub again, score late to just like put the nail in the coffin, make it a 5-0 instead of a 4-0. That's fine. But screw that. I want to see all our best players out there. Give us a show. Give it for the fans. You know, I think it'd be so much fun. Like, it'll be great to see a couple of these young guys get some minutes, but let's not overcomplicate things. Let's get them out, get them playing together, get a little bit more chemistry going, a little bit more game time together, because some of these players haven't played together, specifically like Gregory. It's been a long time since Messi played for Inter Miami. It's been since Toronto, if I'm not mistaken. So it'd be great to see him back out there with the guys again. Yeah, I'm all for it. Like, throw all our best pieces out there. Just ruin Charlotte's evening. It would make me just so happy.
And I want to see that, right? I really want to see these guys just get together and say, man, you know what? I'm going out there and I'm going out with a bang, you know, and it's going to definitely, you know, wreck their party. And yeah, I'm about that.
You know what I really want to see? Remember when we first got Messi and the joy that he had in his face and he was having a blast? I feel like the last few times that we've seen him out there, it hasn't been that, because the team's been dealing with so much. He's been dealing with so much. I want to see that joy again. I want to see him just having a ball of a time out there, hugging Busquets, hugging Alba, just. I want it to be fun for these guys. I want them to have fun. Like, it sounds so ridiculous to say I want them to have fun, but no, when they're having fun, it's because they're pounding the ball into the back of the net. And I want to see them have fun.
We want everyone to have trophies and have fun.
I want the team to lose.
Just like you're saying, Dave. Just like you're saying, if they're seeing the ball hit the back of the net, the thing is, if we have all these players out there, it's going to be fun for us. Like, it's going to be a party for everyone that's supporting Inter Miami, because it's just, look how well we did specifically without Messi, but like even for 65, 75 minutes without Alba, look how well we did. If you're adding those two pieces to what happened yesterday, we said it in yesterday's episode. It's a different ball game, bar none. Like, that's actually something I want to talk about here, right? Outside of Noah Allen's mistakes, because let's assume that Alba starts this next match. Is there anything from yesterday's match that concerns you for the second match? Because to me, not a lot.
The only thing was there was chatter that Kamal Miller looked weak or looked tired or whatever. I attribute some of that to the long travel and also playing next to Noah Allen. So I don't feel too bad about anything. It's just when we have the pieces that we should have available to us, there's nothing that really worries us. This team with Messi, with Alba, with Busquets, I feel that team could beat any team in the MLS. As long as those three players are active and healthy, there's no one team in the MLS I can say, oh, we can't take them on. I believe that we can take on anyone in the MLS with them three. So if we have those three players against Charlotte, please, I don't give a crap about Charlotte. I believe that they can take on the best of the best with just those three.
Get Charlotte on my face.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. And having Messi and Alba, their attacking prowess takes so much off the defense because Jose, what was born in the Leagues Cup was our desire and our expectation of 60% plus possession. Mm-hmm. When we have these pieces, to me, it's a given that we have that minimum. And that relieves so much stress that Kamal Miller's under. It's why the defense or our defensive record was so much better when all these pieces were playing because the other team didn't have the ball. Like, all we had to do was cover a few counters every game. Yes, Callender made some very good saves during that stretch, but, I mean, the defense just didn't have nearly as much to do as they've been asked when Messi wasn't playing, when Alba specifically wasn't playing. And they cover up so many. They're like they take so much attention in attack that the defense is left having to do so much less work throughout the span of the 90 minutes that it covers up a lot of their shortcomings.
And it's the type of possession too, because even without Messi, we still mostly had more possession than the other teams. But it's possession that creates like a stream of crap running down the defensive leg. They feel the pressure and that amounts to fatigue. When you feel the pressure for 60, 70, 80 minutes, that affects you more and you get worn out and you're more susceptible to the mistake. And the contrary, on the flip side, our defense doesn't have that pressure. If the other defense is feeling that pressure, guess what? That means our defense is a lot more light, and they can actually perform better in those short spurts. So it's a blessing. Messi makes everyone's life on our club so much easier. That I mean, it's tough to judge a team without its best player, especially when it's a player of the caliber of Lionel Messi.
Well, and the thing is that what you were saying about the possession, the thing that happened in that stretch that we were not doing well was that we kind of lost our identity in general. And I didn't understand what we were actually trying to do. Sure, okay, we're trying to score, great. But how are we trying to get there? I also feel we talk about Messi because he helps with the possession in general, right? But what Messi also does is he tries to push the ball up rather than, like you said, David, not have possessions that are just, passing it with the defense at the back. It's actually guys that can move the ball up. For example, right now we were hoping by the grace of God that Noah Allen would somehow bring the ball up because he was so open. They're like, yo, just please bring it up because you're literally open. You give it to Yedlin and Noah Allen. That's how they were kind of trying on the wings. It was never really working. You know what I mean? So when you can't have somebody that can bring the ball up, now we have Jordi Alba. Good luck. Now we can. It is what it is. What I'm interested to see is, what I'm worried about now is what they're going to do with Facu. To be honest, are they going to keep trying him on that left wing? To answer your question, that's kind of my worry. It's not necessarily that he was doing bad. Maybe Robert Taylor would be good. That was also another worry. Are they going to play him? It's like another thing. It's like we don't have anybody else.
Say it again. You kind of like whispered it. Say it again.
I'm not gonna say it because then
he was so scared of saying it out loud.
You're gonna make a song out of it. I'm not gonna do it. No, it's just one of those things we lack we lack the wing depth, and there aren't a lot of guys that can bring it up besides our wing backs. To be honest, so it's one of those things where it's like it's either we're going to put in Robert Taylor or we're going to put in Facu, and that's not even Facu's natural position. So that's for next year. Answer.
One thing that they can do. I mean, I don't want to get too into formations and things like that. Is not play him at the wing. Maybe go 4-4-2 and just have him as the left mid, and that way he's not as far up, and he won't have to have his back towards the pitch. I mean, he can be looking at the attack still. He's playing a little further back. He still has room to maneuver, and you can kind of move the other pieces around.
That may hurt Jordy though. That's the only thing.
Well,
they're not gonna no because they'll overlap regardless.
Yeah, it gives them the ability to still shift middle, and Jordy can go attack on the wings as well. So that we're always gonna go attack from the wings. Like that's the way that this team is set up. But they can do other things with Facu on the left mid, as opposed to on the wing. I mean, theoretically, he can still go and drift around on the wing as well, but that's already kind of what Messi does. So I don't know how adept everybody is at just drifting around.
I'm pulling up the lineup that we had for the Leagues Cup game against Charlotte, and we played a 4-3-3. This was before Facu really was getting any minutes at all. He wasn't even listed on the bench for this match. So we started with the front three of Robert Taylor, Joseph Martinez, and Lionel Messi. So I can imagine that being Facu, Campana, and Messi. And then the midfield was Cremaschi, Busquets, Arroyo. It'll probably be maybe Cremaschi, Busquets, Gregory. And then the back line was Alba, Miller, Christoph, and Yedlin. And again, this was before Toto was really incorporated as well. Also wasn't listed not even on the bench. So two things. Firstly, I can see a 4-3-3 similar to how we came out yesterday with a front three of maybe either Facu, Campana, Messi, or maybe even Robinson, Campana, Messi. Or I could see that by going back to a 5 at the back, a 5-3-2 with Toto, Miller, and Christoph as center backs, Alba and Yedlin as the wing backs, midfield of Gregory, Busquets, and maybe Ruiz, maybe Cremaschi. I don't know if Gomez kind of worked his way out of the starting lineup for this final match. And then a front two, or I'm sorry, I'm missing Messi somewhere there. Maybe the front two is Campana and Messi. And then Farias and Martinez and Robbie Robinson can come off the bench.
I think there's no chance that Martinez doesn't start this match. This might be Martinez's last game with Inter Miami.
I don't think it matters.
I think Tata has a good relationship with Martinez, and I think he'll probably start him.
That's not a horrible prediction. I want to tell you, Julio, you want to be you want to be telling Dave Stradamus he's wrong?
Yeah, I'm the conductor of the Campana train, so yeah, fully.
Campana had a full game last time, and he missed too many shots. And Tata's gonna say, Martinez, show him how it's done.
He got an assist and did a successful dummy.
And
show him how it's done.
And had the best player rating, I must add.
Argue with your mama. So, the only thing with Martinez specifically is that he played. When was this match? He played in Venezuela's final match of this international break in Venezuela. He played 3 minutes, granted.
I was going to say, he didn't play much, though.
No, this match was it yesterday? Yeah. Oh, no, 2 nights ago. So it was on Tuesday night. There's plenty of time for him to get back, get rested, and play. But his form has been so bad, man.
He didn't train a whole lot with the club.
I mean, he might have been back today. I honestly didn't see pictures. Maybe it was like a solo training because I don't think they train too hard the day after a match. But it might have been like with a group of players that didn't play last night, like a little bit less rigorous. And they'll have a training session tomorrow before they fly out, I believe. but his form's just been so bad lately. I mean, yeah, Tata maybe give him the little tip of the hat, but I don't think so. I think Campana's out there, and Joseph will get like a curtain call, get in there for the last 10 minutes of the game.
I don't think he's going to do a curtain call that way.
I see that happening more than him starting in. The curtain call.
I think that
last 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and
I think that gave him his. We have a good relationship for the stretch that we were calling for him for him to be benched. Yeah, and I mean that stretch of matches that he was just starting, and we were all saying Campana needs to be in there. Like before it was even like, oh, Campana's like our guy. Like we were just saying, why is Joseph starting? Why is Joseph starting? We could see that Campana was bringing way more energy, way more skill. Like all Joseph was really bringing was he was stretching out the defense at times. And that was where he was doing like a stupid dummy in the box every game that led to a chance on the other end. I think it's Campana all the way leading the line.
I think David's right. I think they're gonna put him in, and maybe they sub him out at halftime, or like just after halftime. But yeah, he just played. He just played. I don't know if he had the best game. I agree with him. Dave's right. He had probably I would say the last 20 minutes told you that I do think he did well. But I don't know. I wasn't impressed with him the first the first 60 minutes of the game. I wasn't really that impressed. But it could have just been the way that they were playing us. It could have just been a lot of other factors but it could have also just been that he just didn't make any shots. That could be that. I don't know.
Could be. The thing with Campana too is that he takes some shots that no one else on our team is taking. Like he's taking volleys from the top of the box. Like he's taking shots at the level of difficulty they're really high, and occasionally leads to like a worldie, like it did in Atlanta. But sometimes it's just in the final row of the stands, and you're like, what are you doing? Like, how are you even a professional striker? But we also have to
he almost had an awesome one yesterday, by the way.
Yeah,
the one he kind of controlled and did the bicycle kick or whatever. Yep. It was like this close.
The other thing we have to consider when we're talking about Martinez and Campana is how they play with Messi. And both have had good stretches with Messi alongside them. Both, like when Messi first joined and Joseph was playing a lot, they had a lot of chemistry between each other. And then we saw that transition to Campana, and Campana started scoring left and right. He had 2 straight games with braces, and I was saying that he was going to win the Golden Boot, and then Messi got hurt and that all fell apart. But the point is that when Messi was playing alongside him at the very end of that stretch before he got injured, Campana was really like at the top of his game. And if you have to attribute some of that to Messi, like without saying, but maybe that still lingers in Tata's mind as he's preparing the lineup for this match.
Did after you predicted Campana would win the Golden Boot, has he scored a goal since?
I don't believe so.
It's your fault. It's all your fault.
I'll tell you. It's Chris's fault for going to that Toronto game where Messi got hurt.
It all fell apart. Yeah.
And Jose's fault for us losing the US Open Cup.
Alba got hurt on that game that Chris went to.
So yeah, Chris is the biggest culprit here of the four of us.
Yeah,
it's in Hat's fault.
I saw shellacking. That game was horrible. They didn't even try. They didn't try that game. I don't know what happened. I was just watching like just skeletons out there. It's Halloween, so
how spooky.
Yeah, nice.
All right. I mean, listen, I don't think there's too much to interpret or to break down as we look ahead to this match. It's the last game of the season. We're going to have fun. If Messi plays, it's going to be an absolute party. If he doesn't play, it's still going to be an absolute party. If last night's match was any indication, it should be a very open, very fun for even a neutral to watch. If your team is already locked into a playoff spot, watch this game. It's going to be fun. Charlotte has a lot to play for. Inter Miami will be looking to ruin their party. They brought it last night. And honestly, specifically if Alba starts, I don't think Charlotte has a chance. If Messi starts or if Messi plays, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So without further ado, let's jump into predictions. Is Dave Stradamus joining us tonight or no?
No.
Okay.
I just checked. No.
Okay. So so here's this is going to be a twofold prediction. One, does Messi play?
Oh my God!
Two final scores.
You're giving David the opportunity to do. This happens and this happens and
No. I just want, is Messi going to play? And then what's your final score prediction? No caveats of like, oh, if he plays, then it's going to be this. If he doesn't play, it's going to be this.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So for me, Messi's going to play, and we're going to win 4-1.
Damn it, Julio.
I'm gonna say Messi plays 6-0. They're gonna want to shut that franchise down.
He's back.
I'll say Messi. Oh, go.
I say 4-2. Miami wins, and it's gonna be what we've been all waiting for. It's gonna be, we're gonna get it. What do you think? Oh yeah, the Hattie's coming, guys. Just bring the popcorn. That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd say Messi for sure plays. I know it wasn't part of the question, but along with Alba. Alba plays too, and we smoke them. But I go 3-1. 3-1. It's not even gonna be a challenge. Honestly, they'll probably get subbed out by like 60th minute or something.
Smoking a Charlotte pack.
Yep. Some smoked Carolina barbecue.
It'll be a lot of deja vu from the Leagues Cup. But anyways, guys, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a great end to what was an incredible season, a season that will go down in our club's history. Messi joined the club, Alba joined the club, Busquets joined the club. These players, no matter how long they're here, whether it's for another season or another 2 seasons, it doesn't really matter. These guys are going to be legends of our club forever. And what we're watching is a moment in history that we will all remember as Inter Miami fans. So let's enjoy it. Let's have a good time. And make sure you join us on Saturday night after the game. We'll have the pots and pans, extra bottles of champagne to pop. And as always, thanks for joining the Hair and Heads podcast, your first stop for all things Inter Miami. And we'll catch you on the next one.
We'll be right back.